Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me today for another care package episode. The generosity of this community has just been on full display this time of year. I feel like I'm going to the mailbox and like every other day or a few times a week, I'm finding something from somebody in the YouTube community that I wasn't in any way expecting. And it's just really an awesome feeling. And as you can tell by the note card that's laid out there, this big box here that arrived recently is from my buddy CW over at Card Wolf here on YouTube. Amazing guy, amazing channel. Seems to be, from what I can tell, one of the more generous people you're ever going to encounter in this hobby. He is giving cards away and mailing cards out and offering cards up like pretty much left and right on his channel. It's really quite incredible, and I've been very, very lucky to get to know CW over the first couple of years that I've been on the YouTube platform. Have given him a shout out in the past many times. He's just a very thoughtful guy who is one of my favorite members of the community. And as further evidence of that, again, had no idea this was coming, but inside this box there are two kind of wrapped gifts there, and a very nice card here addressed to Shane. So a card from Card Wolf, very fitting. Let's see what this says first. Always do the card before the presents. Learned that growing up. And this is a nice happy holidays here. We got some nice shine too. This almost looks like the gold version of the happy holidays. This must be a parallel. And then we have a nice note here. Shane sending warm holiday wishes. Thank you for all of your kindness and support throughout the year. Santa Wolf. How awesome is that? Thank you as well, CW. I love your content, love your videos, love your positive attitude and your approach. CW knows this, but he's one of those channels where I try not to miss a video, which isn't easy because he puts up content, 4 or 5 days a week, every week, like clockwork, but it's well worth your while, and I always enjoy every moment of it. And this is very interesting here. So this is an on-demand top set. Now, I don't know exactly what to expect here because they did this weird thing a couple of years ago where they started sending these in just very nondescript, not in any way labeled boxes. Like, they don't even put a sticker on here to tell you which of the many on-demand sets this is. I have a guess that I'm going to wager in a second. But before we get to that, let's take a look at what seems to be maybe like a single card here in a top loader. I'm not entirely sure what this is either. And oh, nice. Check it out. Let me bang this guy down. This is a new X-Man for the Xander PC. I remember seeing CW pull this card. This is the Sweet Shades Xander. Look at that. I am going to miss seeing that smile in a Red Sox cap, and certainly going to miss seeing him in the batter's box next season. But it is going to be exciting to watch that powerhouse team play out in San Diego. And I've done a video or two recently, and if not, I have some coming up about a Bogarts card or two that I sold just to kind of capitalize on the market after his departure. But at the end of the day, I'm still a Bogarts guy. And while I sold a couple of pricier ones that I had to land some kind of big cards that I've always dreamed of having, I kept, the other 300 and change, 400 and change Bogarts cards that I have. And I've even bought a couple of cheap ones in recent weeks. So I will be continuing to collect the man despite his departure for San Diego. And now let's get to this on-demand box. So I said I had a guess here, and my guess is this is labeled as 2020 on the back, the copyright. There is an on-demand set that I have ripped on this channel a couple of times that came out in 2020, and it is the Star Wars 3D on-demand release. Now, I don't know if this is those or if this is something else. No matter what it is, I'll be equally intrigued. So let's see what we have inside. As is always the case with these, you get a single foil pack. And let's put this box back up here in the background. And let's rip this puppy open and see what we have here. CW, this was so cool of you. I thank you so much, my friend. Really value your friendship, and so glad that we've gotten to know each other here on YouTube over this past year plus. And I was right. This is, how cool is this? This is an unopened pack of 2020 Topps On-Demand Star Wars 3D. So I've shown these a couple times before, and you can kind of see the motion here with this Lando card. But in case you're not familiar, these are done on the 1980 Empire Strikes Back card design, but they are done like a lenticular 3D, like what you would expect from a Kellogg's baseball card around maybe the 70s or early 80s. It's a 100 card set. You get just 8 cards per pack or box, so they're not super easy to track down. And I believe the print run on these is about 720 copies per card, I think is what was announced by Topps. So while they're not impossibly rare, they're not easy to find either. And this is a very, very thoughtful gift. So thank you so much, CW. Let's go through these. There should be 8 in here. No parallels or anything. Very refreshing on that front. Just a 100 card base set. Probably the best cards you could get would be like the Mandalorian or Baby Yoda, Grogu, or otherwise, Luke Skywalker, Boba Fett, Darth Vader, those types of characters. But I'm just happy to compare these to my binder and see if any of these are a need for my set that I'm building. So starting off, we have Lando Calrissian, more recent version of Lando. The Obi-Wan Kenobi. Awesome card, and I am 100% positive that I do not own this one yet. So that is just fantastic. These cards are really great. I'm just a sucker for 3D, and I think, with Star Wars in particular, it just works really well. This is probably my favorite on-demand release that Topps did in 2020. Next up, we have the famous Pilot Wedge Antilles. Pretty awesome there. Rebel Pilot Wedge Antilles. From the more recent movies that have come out, this is Baze Malbus. This is he was, of course, in Rogue One. So a member of the party there that was trying to steal the Death Star plans and transmit them to Princess Leia. And that's kind of where this scene plays in that movie. So another awesome card there. Here's a really cool one of the original main 2 droids from the original trilogy, R2-D2. Man, this is so cool. These cards are not easy to find. I mean, I've nearly paid $5 for an R2-D2 single on more than one occasion, and I just haven't been able to get there yet. And so I'm just really touched getting this pack. It's just so cool that you went out of your way to send this to me, CW. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Here's an Enfys Nest. Again, from the newer run of movies. And then, bam, there we go. Definitely, I would say this is going to be the card of the pack. And another one that I'm 100% sure I don't have in my set build. And that would have been difficult for me to acquire. So I'm just so excited to have pulled it here, the Boba Fett. Those that collect Star Wars know that, for whatever reason, he is like a highly collected character. More so than the other non-main or kind of bit characters that are out there. And so his 3D card is, pretty in demand, and one of the better singles that you could hope to pull from this pack. So very fitting to pull that as the penultimate card here, as CW would say, in this pack. Then we close it out with the K250, or K2SO, I'm sorry, droid from the Mandalorian series, I believe. So really awesome, and man, look at that Boba Fett. Just beyond cool. CW, I know I've said it probably enough in this video to where it's maybe getting embarrassing now, but thank you so much. Your friendship is just really treasured. You are a gem in this community that we have here on YouTube, and your thoughtfulness and care in taking the time to send these cards, or even think of me for these cards, and then wrap them all up and send them along with a really nice card across the country, just to brighten my day. That says it all. So what a guy. Thank you, CW, and to everybody else. I really appreciate you stopping by to check out the care package video, and I will, of course, be back in the very near future with some more sports card content. Until then, take care and enjoy the hobby.